All right, so this is a live stream. We're doing Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest watch along. Sorry, let me just try and set up the screen for myself because at this point, where I'm watching from and YouTube live stream is completely somewhere else. And yeah, decided to do something new today, a live stream. Watching Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest, and with Arsenal, they can be very comedic at times. All right, so Arsenal here. Who is this person pushing through? Califiori. And for me, the squad selection was very strange because I do not know why they would. Who's this guy again? Put Eze on the left when they know he plays very well as a central midfielder. Feels strange. Don't know why they did it, but Arteta's the man, I guess. So many things to talk about, but we'll see as the game progresses. And also, I'm talking to myself. That's because I'm still waiting for people to hopefully come on and join the live stream. And I actually thought this would be more complicated as I go along. By go along, I mean like just setting up the live stream, ensuring that using OBS, but just click one button, have like a split screen setup open, and you're good. This is somewhere on the 13th minute, and I probably should have put like one of those. What do you call this? What do you call these things? Is it stopwatches or one of those like scoreboard thingies, stuff like that? Probably should have added that. Is there any way to add that? Share screen? No, there is no way. But I will. First live stream. We'll see what happens. Timber wins a header. Madueke, it still baffles me how he found himself at Arsenal. How exactly did that happen? How did he find himself at Arsenal? It's not to say he's a bad player, but the price that they got him at and the fact that they're rivals is questionable. Arsenal, they're playing at the back, taking it back, recycling, doing their thing. I think if things do change, I think I might just. But by change, I simply mean that I'll probably add the scoreboard so that we can be doing this more. And even with Zambian Premier League games, Zambia national team, I'd really like to be doing that, whereby I'm able to watch the team and chat on YouTube with things like this. Very poor ball. And Martin Odegaard has not been in good form of late, and he's done that thing whereby when a player is having bad form, they cut their hair. And surprisingly, that does have good results because Nicholas Jackson, when he had that haircut of his, he what do you call this? When he had that haircut of his, he was in very great form. He decided to trim all of his hair. I think he had something like a brush cut, something like that, and then he became very good that particular in that particular period. Then he decided to put wear, and it's funny how every time he has a certain hairstyle, especially if he dyes it or does something like that, he just becomes horrible to watch. Same thing with Saka. When he dyed his hair brown, he was in horrible form. So I think that could be a thing. Footballers' hair and their what do you call this? Footballers' hair and their performance being directly related. Like Cristiano Ronaldo and his frosty tips. We all know how good he is when he has that on. Madueke loses the ball, but it's a throw-in, so can't really say he lost the ball, right? Yeah, I'll definitely get better at setting them up, probably at a green screen or something, but yeah, I think that will be done later. That will be done later. For now, this is more like a test, a pilot, because I just did this immediately. I didn't even do like proper research. Looks like Martin Odegaard is down. That could be a problem. Oh no, who's coming on? Come on. If there's something about Ateta that surprises me is how he's injured. His squad is always injured because you had Saliba that was injured, and you had Timber that went down in that match. He looked injured. Saka is injured, and then now Odegaard. Yeah, it's a rough challenge. Let's see. Let's see that. It's like a 50-50, but it's the way he falls down. Yeah, stranger. And in the 16th minute, Martin Odegaard has been subbed off and he's given chance to Ethan Wanyeri. And it's funny how for most like youth players, what happens is that for them, in order for them to have a chance or have an opportunity to play, is that you can, sorry, youth players, for them, most of the time, if they want to have a chance to play, is that they usually have to, what do you call this? Someone has to get injured in the squad. Someone gets injured, and then what happens is that they get the chance that they want to play. 70th minute in the Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest game. You know, I do feel a bit embarrassed because it's so like it's like a last minute type of thing. This live stream that I'm doing right now, I have no proper, what do you call this? No proper planning. It's just something I've just decided to do. Doesn't even have the scoreboard. I don't even have the green screen. But you know what? I'll keep this video up so that it serves as a reference just in case I do get better, and I do get better at the live streams. And you know, I want this to serve as what I started with, and then going on forward, we'll see how good I get. So we'll not delete this. We'll probably run through the first half, and later on, I might have to do some, what do you call this? I might have to what's the word I'm looking for? Might have to look quickly on how to do certain things on OBS and YouTube aligned with that. You know, uh, Wanyeri first touch grabs the ball. That's a lovely turn. Yes, this is the one thing that I like about Wanyeri compared to Odegaard. He plays the ball quicker. He doesn't take his time. Immediately he sees the ball, he plays it. Woof, he's gone. All right, Arsenal on the attack. Wanyeri, chance. That's a no. He spoiled the chance. He tried to pass it on to Timber that was running on, but that didn't go as he expected. And then now the ball has gone back. But I do like what he did at first was he played it very quickly, but unfortunately he lost the ball. Which it's anyway, he's a young player who'll get better at it. I mean, I'm sure he'll just played it quicker because Odegaard, he takes too many touches. And then what annoys me, with especially with certain stats, no, Odegaard takes the most touches, but what are those touches leading to? Stuff like that. Or even other players, I think they do that deliberately just for the sake of their stats to look good. It's like certain teams, no, they're at 60, 80% possession, but you find they're doing back pass, back pass, back pass. Okay, Madueke with the ball, he's running towards Nottingham Forest player. And okay, that's a nice ball. Oof, almost could have led to something. Well, Nottingham Forest. Yeah, now that's the problem. They're playing so deep, and then they don't have anyone that's up top to collect the ball. Anyway, Arsenal recycle from that horrible pass, Calafiori. And for me, Calafiori, I do suspect he is a striker that ended up tending to become a defender because maybe competition. Because surprisingly, if there's according to most of these stories, you hear, oh, that's a nice cut by Madueke. Almost a goal, almost. But anyway, that's good intent. Gyökeres, I do feel sorry for him. But anyway, back to this point I was making about, see, okay, Madueke, it's a nice fake. Then he goes for a cross. So close. Okay, so for me, by the way, sorry, I was talking about most of the times in these academies, football places, you find that there's a lot of attacking players. You always find like over 100 strikers, wingers, and attacking. But defensive positions, that's something else because it's also, I think it's a characteristic because if you look at most of these footballers that have scandals, they have certain things that they're doing that have come to light. It's mostly with attacking players. And it's one of those, the risks that they take also now move from football to other things they do in real life. All right, is that Nyanweri? I always forgot to pronounce that word. Okay, Madueke, what I do like is that okay, he's crossing and then shooting. He's not, but what I do like is his intent. He wants to go forward. He wants to do something with the ball. My only concern is if Saka comes back from injury, is he still going to be playing? That's one thing I want to know. Is he still going to be playing if Saka comes back? Because we all know that Saka is the golden boy of Arsenal. Really is. Really, really is. And the ref cam, it's a nice addition. But funny enough, it's one of those odd Nike adverts whereby they would use the not really ref cam, but I don't know if they would use a chest camera, like those adverts involving Ronaldo, Thierry Henry, stuff like that. Murillo is a really good centre back. He's more of a no-nonsense centre back. By no nonsense, crunchy tackles, gets rid of the ball, does not try anything fancy like playing out. No, 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 no. If he perceives there's danger incoming, kicks it out. That's what you're supposed to do sometimes. You don't always have to keep it with you. All right, Arsenal are setting up for a corner. And Nicolas Jova, okay, if I'm part of the coaching staff, okay, if I'm the coach, I think I'll just tell him sit down. Because yes, we understand he's a set piece coach and then he's going there to organize, but short by when you're very blocked, that's actually good because there's so many bodies in front of the ball. Because I think it's who's this guy? Ateta, I think is the only manager where I've seen the set piece coach is always there whenever there's a set piece. There's always something that's happening. It feels weird because the other coaches whereby their staff does a lot of the work. Like Sir Alex, he had a different team for tactics. Man management, it was mainly him that was doing that. But for different teams, Sir Alex, sorry, he had people that were doing the tactics, training, nutrition. He had that to help him. And okay, I may not have seen it, but I didn't really see any notorious videos or of any of his coaching staff constantly going to the touchline to go and try to convince, not really convince, but just trying to set things up. And Ateta is a touchline warrior because he's always there in his box. All right, so Nottingham Forest really struggling to build anything. Okay, but the foul was made. Is that Chris Wood? Zubimendi, a very good technical Spanish midfielder. And it's funny how in Spain, what they mostly consider is what do you call this? Is it technical ability? That's the main priority: technical ability, how you play with the ball, stuff like that. It's good, but sometimes you just need some ruffians. And they usually players like this. Let's just hope they. Because remember, when, okay, I'm talking a lot just to pass the time because I am alone. And yeah, as I'm continuing, players like Zubi, yeah, short technical midfielders, they're very difficult to defend against. But there are some teams that will, how can I say, just make life very difficult for them. So especially such teams whereby it's mainly the technical ability, but when it comes to there are certain teams they will frustrate you. They will frustrate you. There are certain teams whereby they will just frustrate. You give them the ball, they give it back. And they love 50-50. So there was a tendency of them to get overpowered. But if you can't get the ball off them in the legal way, you're going to struggle. All right, Nottingham Forest playing out from the back, takes it back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper kicks it out. Uh, okay, I know that Arsenal, it's the first half, they're at home. I also did start this game a bit late, but yeah, they've had shots on the go for Nottingham Forest, but still feel this game is a bit like something could that be a good ball? No, no, it's not. Goes out of play. Is that Williams? Former Liverpool player. Nico Williams, yeah, Nico Williams, former Liverpool player. All right. One thing I like about another thing, this camera angles, I really like that because if you're watching the Zambian Premier League at this point in time, you only have one angle. But so a few years ago, they actually did very well in broadcasting it. I don't know why the standards went down. Oh, that's a lovely flick. That is a lovely. I don't know who made that flick, but that's a lovely flick for the Arsenal player there. All right. Come on. And the chance is gone. That's one thing I really do hate because the flick was given to him. He had time to run, he had time to put in a cross, but he waited, chance was gone, and then now from having a really good counter attack, you're now back to playing it behind and whatnot. It's good to retain possession, but sometimes you're better off just okay. I understand it's better to retain possession, but sometimes just say what the heck, crossing the ball could be an on goal or something, but just make something happen. Okay, Arsenal playing pretty well. Is that Urian Timber? Yes, it is. Is that who's it? Gabriel? Should be Gabriel, another no nonsense centre back. Saliba and Gabriel. It's a really good partnership. Not gonna lie. That's a nice pass, Madueke. That's lovely. That's good football. That's really good football from Arsenal. Nice. Okay, plays it wide. That touch is bad. Eze. It gets blocked. And Nottingham Forest are really good at defending, but it's nice what Arsenal are doing. Trying to create something from these moments. Yeah, but that was a bad touch. But anyway, I'm sure he's still getting in the groove. Timber passes it to Gabriel. Passes. I don't know who that is. Can't tell. Okay, okay. He's shooting the ball well. Is that Zubamendi on Yaweri? I think that's really good shooting. He's progressed it forward and he's made a run to create some space, but unfortunately, they're gonna go back again. It is frustrating, but sometimes just taking the ball back it does help. But there's certain instances whereby just take the chance, no need to take it back. And Timber, one thing I do like about Timber is that he's very good at making those attacking runs. Okay, we have Madueke plays the ball in for. Okay, that's blocked off. Who's that? Is that Gyökeres? And Gyökeres, please, for goodness, he is a service striker. He needs someone playing him the ball to what do you call this? He needs someone playing him the ball to in order to enjoy chance creation and whatnot. Because there's always this thing of every striker is supposed to drop deep. Yeah, they could do that, or maybe the midfielders can actually do their job and the wingers and supply the attacker with the ball. That's what they could do rather than having the attacker to constantly drop deep. And yeah, they could do that, but most of the chances should be coming from the midfielders and wingers doing the job. Corner from Adueke. Is it another corner or I think it's another corner? Yeah, so Nottingham Forest players are quite upset. Let's see that again. Hey, did that actually get a touch off a Nottingham Forest player? I can't really see it. Really can't see it. Madueke once again sets up for the corner. There's the birth thing. Okay, Nottingham Forest. Okay, they're defending the zone well, but my worry is Arsenal running in and Okay, cross again, and it's defended very well by Nottingham Forest. That's really a good way to set up. Madueke. Ah, did the keeper really need to touch it? I understand it was a looping ball and there was someone next. There was someone right behind him. Did he really need to touch it? So I think the replay will give us a better angle, and this time it's Eze putting in the ball for a cross. All right, we're now entering the 29th minute. Sorry. We're moving closer to the 30th minute. It's like 29, 38 seconds and counting for this Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest match. Okay, cross goes in. Sorry, not yet. Corner. That's a good ball. And once again, keeper saves it. This is prime Stoke City. So many corners. Okay, Madueke has the ball. That's lovely. Yo! You Madueke is playing actually pretty well. I do like the energy that he's bringing to the squad. I mean, he's really trying to make something. Murillo is down. Is he injured or is trying to waste time? Because I didn't know Madueke could do this. Yeah, that's actually pretty. Because Madueke, he's been made fun of as he was going to Arsenal, but he's actually playing very well. Oof. Yeah, that's a nice cut back, and that's good defending from Nottingham Forest once again. That's really good defending. Murillo is an old school centre back, and his shots are so baggy, but I think that's what helps him defend better. Once again, Arsenal have another corner. What I do like is the attacking intent because Arsenal sometimes can be very boring. Madueke. Okay, Nottingham Forest clear. Shot back in. Whoa! Woof! What a hit by Zubimendi. Woof! What a strike. That's a lovely volley. That is a lovely volley. Woof! Ange Postecoglou is not looking very. He knows it's now pressure because Arsenal when they're down, they a bit lackluster. But when they are up and then they start defending, you can be very frustrated. But that was one hell of a strike. And then it's the way that Nottingham Forest defend. Oh, it's one of those that goes. All right, so let's just see this once again. Boom. Yeah, that's a lovely volley. And I think it's also because of the two players in front of the goalkeeper that obstruct his view. But Nottingham Forest, they put so many men in the box, they don't protect the D, and that's where most likely the ball will land. After a cross, let's see that. That's a lovely volley. Vroom. That's one heck of a strike. Yeah, they did well to clear, but since there's no one on the D, so that's why you always have to have someone there on the D, as Cash says, because that's where the ball is most likely to go. So you're better off having someone there just to, not even necessarily to, how can I say this, clear it or just tackle the player, but just be there to obstruct. Don't give them a clear path to shoot. Martin Zubimendi, all right. Yeah, that's a really good strike. And already he has his first Arsenal goal. Murillo, I think he won't be able to continue in this match. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to continue. He seems to be very, very injured. Okay, that is, and they're using the time that Murillo is down to do a little team talk. 33rd minute in this Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest game. Ange Postecoglou, okay, it is a difficult game that has been given, and I don't think Nuno should have been sacked. I mean, he's a really good manager, and what he's done with Nottingham Forest is really, really good. Really is. But that's football sometimes. You can get sacked at any point in time. So, just like Nagelsmann, but for Nagelsmann, the issue was that his girlfriend at that time was leaking team tactics and certain things to the press. That's a lovely strike by Zubimendi. They're showing us the replay. Nottingham Forest, they cluster the box well, but now the problem is that there's no one at the D to just block off. They don't. There's no one at the D to block off. How can I say incoming shots or just recycling? Yeah, like Nagelsmann. He was a really good manager at Bayern, but I think it's yeah his girlfriend was leaking stuff, and also Oliver Kahn did not like him. I think he did not like the way that you would come to the training ground using a skateboard, which I didn't see any problem or I didn't see any problem with. But it's one of those things. Maybe he just didn't like but it was anyway. I just don't think he should have been sacked. And then you gave it to Thomas Tuchel, and this is why you don't like to. There's certain things you don't like to repeat because even Thomas Tuchel came in the middle of season with Chelsea, ended up taking them to a FA Cup final, and won them the Champions League. With Bayern, that's just something else that ended up happening. Something else. All right, Arsenal building. Murillo has gone back on. I just hope that he doesn't make things worse for himself, like trying to play through an active injury, because it just makes things worse. Because it might have been maybe a knock, maybe a small issue that could be covered in 5 days, and now you have someone. Ah, I get he's trying to be strong because he's limping. Nah, he should be subbed off because what you don't want to do is make things worse. Because he could be having a small injury, but as he does that, from something that could be a weak injury or just a small knock, you end up having a player that's now injured for 4 or 5 weeks. And Murillo is really good. I don't know if he wants to see out the half, but I'd rather him just be subbed off because anything he does now might just make things worse. Is that Max Darwin coming on? I don't know. I can't tell. Long throw from Arsenal, Prime Stoke City. Kudi! Zubimendi is in the mood. Zubimendi is in the mood because he's just attempted another volley. And it was really, look at, oof. Yeah, there's one of those, just might as well try it out. Yeah, if you're just joining me, this is now when the 30. Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, it's pointless bringing someone on that's limping and injured just for him to get. You're just wasting time, and you're better off just. Because him seeing it out could just mean that he aggravates whatever injury he has and makes it worse. And yes, the ref has done well to tell him just go out because it's not really that he's slowing down the game, but it's more of player safety. Because whatever injury he has, sure, it's a very bad. Yeah, someone else. No, that was actually a Nottingham Forest sub, not the Arsenal sub. Yeah, so they should have done that earlier because he was injured. He came on, and then now, because of that, that may just aggravate whatever injury he had. It might just do that. Okay, so this is I can't tell the name on the back of the player because it's white, and then like the light is reflecting. And Postecoglou, mate. Like I was saying, if you're just doing a live stream, live stream. It's really not set up well. It's my first attempt, but trust me, if I'll be able to do this more, the quality will just get better and better. Trust me about that one. Trust me. Okay, my network, or should I say my internet is buffering. I'll just wait for it to load and okay, it's taken me like I could say a good minute back because it's now replaying the part where Murillo got injured and then now he's being subbed on. Uh, Let me just do this. Oof. Just typing something. It's buffering again. I just hope it doesn't take me even more behind. I really hope it doesn't do that. All right, 38th minute. Arsenal have the ball. They're pushing forward. Nottingham Forest, they're doing quite well defensively. But now with Ange Postecoglou, what was happening at Spurs was pure comedy because there were people pressing and then they were just playing the same kind of football. He didn't even want to change it a bit, especially when his main players were injured. Because there was a point in time where Tottenham had a good first 11 injured. And then he kept on playing the same way with different players, and there were some funny scorelines, to say the least. Yeah, that looks like a foul. Oh, play on. Okay, that's a nice ball, but I don't think much will get happen from. Yeah, no, that's too much. That's a terrible cross. Yeah, he even apologizes. Yeah, it wasn't necessary. Chris Wood from Burnley to Nottingham Forest and getting himself a good number of goals. All right, Arsenal are playing out from the back. Raya puts down the ball. Two centre backs near him to the left and right. That's the ball off to. Oh, you can think as if it hasn't started, but it actually has. Okay, plays his ball to his centre back. Plays the ball to Zubimendi. Plays the ball to. Is it Mosquera? I don't know. Okay, they're moving forward now. Yeah, that's a bad pass from Timber. And then now with Nottingham Forest, it's not that they're not too much focused on the attacking. It's just that Worry is conceding a second goal. Oh, Arsenal have considered a corner. Mikel Merino has considered a corner. So like they're focused on defending because you don't want to lose or concede a goal as you're wanting to get a goal back. So which means even on the counter they don't really have a lot of players to support them. Or even up top. Anyway, they do have a corner Nottingham Forest. Okay, the Emirates is such a nice looking stadium. It is nice to look at. Yeah, that is Mosquera. Let's see what happens in this set piece. Corner. Oh no, it's headed out. Yeah, that's the 90. That's another thing that I like. Eze is rushing out. That nice. Yeah, he rushed out, prevented anyone from getting any ideas from hitting it near the D, and he's still chasing down the player. That's really good pressing from Eze. Really, really good. And he takes a breather because he's just covered like the entire length of the pitch. Cross from Nottingham Forest. Ooh. All right, let's stop. It does reach someone. But now they don't have enough money in the box to, support whatever they want to do. That's the only problem that's there. And it's justified because you're down, you're away from home. You don't want to make life difficult for yourself. And also the manager is new, so he probably, if he does lose the match, he doesn't want it to be like a very bad loss, like a 4-0, 5-0. All right, Nottingham Forest recycling the ball, trying to see what they can do with it. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, terrible, terrible, terrible. Nico Williams. Hudson Roy. Is that a foul? Let's see. Did anyone get? So what exactly is he complaining about? Does he want a corner? But didn't look like any Arsenal player took a touch on the ball. All right, Arsenal playing out the back again. Wait, don't think I'm first about zero touches in Arsenal's box. We'll see what happens in the second half. Because even with Nuno Espirito, that when he was with Wolves, most of his teams were getting goals in the second half games, was it? Yeah. Most of the goals coming in the second half, so Nuno might just continue. Okay, even though he's no longer the manager, but that type of system might stay. Yeah, that's nice how he gets the ball away from the Nottingham Forest player. Timber with the ball passes it to Madueke. Okay, Madueke has been really positive. In a way, he's the last person you'd expect to be like a one-on-one or slash 1v1 winger. Kicks it out. Once again, heads it out. But let's see what happens here. But oof, a long ball can be played to a Doi, or is it Ndoi? But Arsenal are very quick to track back, and Timber is the quickest to reach there. Okay, Nottingham Forest, they're really trying their best, but the problem is that it's difficult for them. It really is, because there's only so much they can do without risking too much. Taking it back, and foul from Arsenal. I'll be back in a few. I'm coming. All right, I'm back. And Nottingham Forest of the ball. Pass played to Nico Williams. Crosses, doesn't really go where he wants it to go. Timber looking very tired because I think Timber is playing through surgery or playing through pain. And then I also heard that Declan Rice also has a broken foot. I think he's getting treatment for that. And then it's how most of these footballers are constantly playing through pain, through injuries, stuff like that. Okay. Nottingham Forest again, having the ball. We're now in the 44th minute of the match. Oh, that's a lovely turn by the Not. Oof, almost. Oof. Number 8 of Nottingham Forest is getting a little filthy. That's a nice one. Oof. That's some nice play from Nottingham Forest. It's deflected and the corner. Is it a corner? Oh, that's Gibbs White with the final shot. I think it gets blocked. I'm doubting if he mishit that. Ange Postecoglou knows that's a good chance. And it's all from number 8, just like how Comey is with the ball. Gibbs White plays it. That's a nice one-touch type of thing with his striker, the big man Chris Wood. Also good at hold-up play. No. That's actually good defending. If he doesn't slide tackle there, that probably isn't able to hide. He doesn't get that shot off properly. Because Bumendi has the ball right now. Is that Mosquera? Yes, it is. He has the ball. Plays it to. Is it Timber? No, that's Gabriel. Sorry. That's Calafiori. Okay, ball goes back to Merino. Now to Timber. Mm, to Nyawari. Come on, Calafiori is there. Even just that turn he does. I know it's a simple turn and he's in space, but he's a defender and he does that quite well. Yeah, Calafiori was definitely playing in a different position before he became a defender. Probably did it just to, get in the team. And there's no problem there because football is very difficult. Because Sergio Ramos was once a striker, Casemiro was once a striker, and then you just end up changing your position because, like, so anyway, you get scouted and other things, and that ends up becoming a permanent position. Okay, Madueke he's had a good game. I'm not gonna lie. Been very positive, good at holding the ball up and just igniting that thing up by. He's just trying to get the ball forward. Oh, that's a nice Panyawari. That's a lovely but that's nice initiative. Because with Odegaard, I don't think that ball would have been played like that. Ah, okay. Is it Savona? Yeah, that's the name of that Nottingham Forest player. Yeah, it's a good number of people have emptied the seats at the Emirates, probably going to get refreshments, preparing for the second half. And also, we're in the 47th minute of match. We're still waiting for that. Yeah, let's keep on moving. The page is loading. Please wait. Okay, it's now started. Arsenal playing out from the back. Oh, that's a nice ball from Ryan to Timber. Keeps pushing with that. Once again, it starts buffering. Come on. All right, it's going forward now. Madueke has the ball. Pass it over to Mosquera. Mosquera to Calafiori. Calafiori to. Is that Eze? I think it is. He's moving forward with it. Takes a heavy touch. Oh, he manages. Oh, that's nice. I actually thought the ball was going to go out, but he manages to get something on it. Puts in a, create something for Gyökeres. Unfortunately, uh, only so much could do. Oh, that's a nice nutmeg. And you see that? The way he slides for it, other players would have missed it. But that's why you're better off just going on the ground, sliding for something rather than trying to, stick your foot out because you're most likely not going to reach it. Or the ball will just pass by you. Because football can be fun. You can see where the ball is bouncing. You can estimate it, and only for you just to miss the ball. 49th minute, Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. Not Nottingham Forest. Or not Nottingham Forest. Mhm. Okay. Boy still being played. All right, Nottingham Forest are backing off. At this point, I think they just want to see out the half, just being 1-0 down. Because it would be very terrible. Just imagine right before the half ends, they concede another. So at this point, damage control will come out in the second half, and then we know what we'll do. Yeah, ball has been played to Eze, I think it is. Brings it down, but he was offside anyway. Okay, interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, playing out from the back by Nottingham Forest. Kick it out. You don't want to concede another goal because you misplaced it. And could the chance be okay? That's nice. That's a nice order play. Let's see if they continue to build on from this. Okay, that's a nice pass. Even though it's going back, keep possession, but Arsenal have already gone back to a defensive shape. If there's one thing Arsenal is good at, is defending. These guys can defend. They can defend. That's all. They can defend. All right, Nottingham Forest. I think they'll just keep the ball. You don't want to suffer a counter attack. You just want to keep the ball. You get back to it in the second half. Yeah, they're just keeping the ball. This is now entering the 51st minute. Okay, Nottingham Forest. That's a nice long ball. Will he be able to bring it down? Yes, he is. Just put it in the box. Hopefully, something goes on. Still has the ball. He still has the ball. Okay. That's a terrible pass, and you've just lost possession. Anyway, very interesting game. Arsenal, Estonia, one of the flags that are there, or banners. Is that referee picking his nose? I think he is. He is picking his nose. Once again, the internet slash network is buffering, so it's gonna take a while for it to start. And Postecoglou, anyway, it's his first game. He's at Nottingham Forest. Let's see how well he does. But I do think he should have taken a sabbatical, just like a year or something, because he was under a lot of pressure as the Spurs manager. And very okay, halftime. And also, I will try my best to link. Let's see if I'll be able to link it to OBS or just So right now I'm trying to learn if I can. I'm trying to learn how to use OBS to link this. So maybe there'll be a difference by the second half. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Hmm. All right, let me just enter OBS and do a few things. That's what I'm gonna do right now. Uh, anyway, let me see what I can do best. Right now, I've opened up OBS Studio. Mhm. I think I found the perfect video, but I might have a problem because I might not be able to get through this video by the time the match starts. But I'll keep trying. Okay. Also, the match, as I'm sure you've guessed, it's on halftime, and we're waiting for things to change. Mhm. Okay, I'm trying to do something. All right, so at this time I'm downloading something. Hmm. Free real time owner of Okay, I think I'll continue checking on something. Yeah, I sort of realized the camera is not too well, but yeah, that's what we got. Uh, Talk about last minute, right? Okay, let's go back here. I'm still working on some things, just checking up. There's a lot to do, a lot to say. Okay, where do I search? Mm, ah, mhm. Okay. Okay, there's a lot going on here. Okay, I'm going through a lot. Hmm. All right. Right now, I'm getting tired of watching the video, so I'm just going to do what is known as Mingalado. Yeah. All right. As usual, use this algorithm as a browser source in ABS. More drug is icon into OBS and create an auto create a browser source. Output setting for some processing. Color display variant. Open this. Open this control URL. Open this control URL. Landscape transparent. Okay. Reload. Mm, and oh, that's nice. Really is nice. Copy up full URL. Let's go into OBS. Display. I think this is this one. Is it this? I do not know what I am doing. I think this is the one. I think I have no problem with that. Display a web page from the initial source logo. Yeah, I think I've made a mistake. I think I've made a mistake. I think the match is even about to start again. Okay, this is the consequences of doing Mingalatu. And the match is it's actually 2-0. Arsenal how oh sorry, it's 2-0, but it hasn't yet shown on my end. By my end, I mean the scoreboard has not yet the match has not yet been shown. All right, so it didn't quite work out what I wanted to try and see. It did not work out at all. I just found myself doing some other stuff instead. All right, Arsenal have the ball. A boys played to the Okay, they're building up. In short, I didn't even know like a second. Oh, it's just started, so it's not really my fault. Boys played up the top. Eze puts it in. Gyökeres goal. That's what Gyökeres needs. Very quick service, and that's what Arsenal really need. A striker that's going to put them in the back of the net. Eze and Gyökeres, that could be a really good combination. But really nice goal. It was set up quite well. Yeah, set up quite well. And the mask celebrating. All right, so I might just continue to set up OBS. Sorry, is it OBS Studio or just something completely else? Yeah, as I'm trying to, but it was a really good ball. It was a really, it's a simple goal. Ball up top, boom. All right, so what is this? This is share screen. It was a simple ball. It's route one football, long ball. Nottingham Forest have a high line, no pressure on the ball, conceding space. Eze takes advantage of that. Keeper tried to come out for it, but it was not possible. And I'm trying to, yeah, I'm explaining as this is going along because the page is loading its thing. You know, it's doing its thing. Really is. Okay, I'm still waiting. If I'm still waiting for it to load, and I'm more worried that it might take me back a minute. And even Raya was celebrating the goal. But Gyökeres, just continue giving him good service, and yeah, he'll do wonders. That's all I can say. He's doing a lot of wonders. Okay, I'm going to keep trying to set up whilst I'm watching the match. Uh, yeah, so I'll just continue doing that. So I found the name of a page called, is it Uno? Yeah, Uno. That's where you get the scoreboard for certain things. And then I have to link it to my OBS, which I'm not even using to stream this match. So don't be surprised if some funny thing happens along. Oh, my wrist. Uh, Mm. I think I'm Forrest moving forward. That's really good marking from Timber. Do not allow him to turn, and if he turns, it should be away from your goal. He gets the ball back. That's really good one. Lost the ball, but Nottingham Forest have it back again. Okay. I've been streaming for an hour. Wow. Ange Postecoglou already in pressure. And the manager, Marinakis, we will not be happy. Okay, I found out something new. Somewhat new. All right, let me just press this. Corner, and it's been taken away. All right, I'm trying my best here to Nottingham Forest live after who's this man? Nuno. All right, I'm just gonna take. All right, where's this other one? All right, so I think this is a really good one. All right, so it's practically the same thing in a way. So how do I do this? Copy output, configure your overlay, copy URL, question mark, and then there's this one. I think I have to sign in. Yeah, so we'll just sign into this. No other option that we have. Because I do think it does make life easier for us. Not it does, it will make life easier for us. Arsenal on the counter again. Calafiori has the ball, face to play it forward, and then loses the ball. And most likely, he grabs it, is grabbing someone, doesn't end too well. Cross. Whoa! It's hit, Wood has hit the post. They get it back. Oh, that's good defending. That's really good defending. But that's Calafiori taking a bit too long on the ball, and that's actually a really good header from Wood because that would have gone in. All right, Arsenal pushing forward. I think that's Nyaweri. Okay, he lays it off to Madueke. Madueke 1v1. Uh, Lays it off to Wanyeri. Wanyeri with a shot. Oof. But that's better. At least end it with a shot rather than taking it back towards your own goal. This is actually good. Hmm. All right, I've just found something else, and right now I'm going. An ad is playing on where I'm supposed to be watching football from. All right, I've just found out something new, so let's try and do that. Maybe I might not have to sign in. All right, so I already chose a scoreboard. So and I've learned something new. All right, so copy output URL, and then we go back to OBS. Wish I could show you what I'm doing, but unfortunately, I will end up showing the what do you call this again? The screen and copyright issues we do not want. In fact, let me even reload the page where I'm watching the football match from because I do not want to watch ads. I do know it's a way to make money, but I prefer a pop up in a little section there rather than it, taking up the whole screen and having to watch an actual ad. No volume. I've immediately taken that out. And okay, it's so weird because at this point in time, like I've opened up OBS, so I'm not even streaming. I'm just trying to set up a few things. Yeah, they're showing the replay where who's this was onside. Should be Eze. Yeah. So much to do. Okay, so let's get into this. Right now I'm in OBS. You might not see that. I'm trying to link something. Okay. Bah. Just put that okay. Then yeah. Wow. Oh no. So what am I doing? Okay, so I'm supposed to put the URL here so that I can link the scoreboard. Let's see if that gives me the expected results. All right, Nottingham Forest here have a corner, or sorry, a set piece. Ball goes. That's looks bad. No, that's horrible. It evades everyone. All right, so I've managed to set up the little scoreboard. Yeah, I have managed. I have managed to do that in OBS. One step, right? One step at a time. So let me continue learning as I'm watching, doing three things at the same time, holding a live stream, watching a football, oh, sorry, is this right? Watching a football match and learning how to link OBS to these blather. Mm-hmm. Custom browser docs. Okay, I'm learning more as I go along. I'm going back to OBS Studio right now. Ish. All right, so as I said, docs, custom browser docs. Document overlay, and then you post the URL that we already had. Mm-hmm. All right. So depending on the overlay I choose, it's I think I'll do this at another time because I might just end up confusing myself. So we'll continue doing what we've been doing, which is live streaming the match. Yeah, I could continue, but I'm just distracting myself, and I'd rather sit down and do this properly. So for now, we'll just continue the live stream like this. And oh, that's a nice flick by Eze. All right, so uh, with OBS, we'll just do that. Yes, I've closed the dockable, whatever, and then I'll start designing the overlay that I will want to use. But at least I've set some things up first. So for OBS, we'll continue another day, or even today. All right, Madueke gets the ball after the cross didn't go too well. I like how positive he's been. That's nice. Taking it to the byline. Will it reach someone? No, Nottingham Forest clear it. Okay, getting tired of the way I'm sitting, so I'm just gonna go down a bit. Hopefully, people will still be able to see me. Yes, I am seeable. Just for that bit. Yeah, much better. And I wonder how the screen is showing me because um, there's a smaller section that's being played here, so it does look better, especially if it's in a smaller phone. I wonder how it's being perceived to people that are watching on their TVs or just have a big screen laptop. Nah, Nottingham Forest play the ball across. Okay, that's nice. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Where is it going to lead to? And that's just yeah. That's how you're supposed to defend. Just shrug someone off. It's not a foul. As long as you do it clean, it's okay. As he has the ball, that's oof. He was almost taken down. Gyökeres, let's see how well he is with his feet. Gyökeres still has the ball, lays it off to Madueke. Madueke. Gyökeres making the supporting run. Yeah, he's at the post. And that was a really tight angle. That's what you need. It's really nice watching Arsenal having a proper striker. Not you get a winger or a midfielder and start playing a force. No, 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 no. An actual striker that knows what he's doing. And he strikes the ball quite well. Boom! That would have been a really good goal. That's what I like to see. That's what we need to see more in football. Someone that's just selfish, greedy with the ball, and is willing to, take those awkward angled shots just to score. We really need to see that more. 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 Okay. Gyökeres. Good old striker. We'll grab your goals. Mm, okay.